He arrived with a fortune strapped to his back, 6,000 pieces of gold, 10 changes of fine clothing, 750 pounds of silver. A war hero, a commander of armies, a man who could buy almost anything in the ancient world. And he came to spend all of it on one thing. He came to buy his own healing. Here is the question that should stop you cold. What do you do when the thing you want most cannot be purchased? When your money is real, your power is real, your status is real, and not one of them can touch the problem killing you slowly. His name was Naaman, a general of Syria, and under his armor, hidden from his soldiers, his skin was rotting with leprosy. He was dying in the most expensive clothing money could buy. What happened next is written in 2 Kings, chapter 5, and it is one of the sharpest business lessons in all of Scripture, because Naaman almost missed his cure. He almost walked away from the one thing that worked, simply because it was too cheap, too simple, and too humbling for a man of his rank. There are 4 moves in this story, 4 moves that decode why the wealthy so often pay for the wrong thing. And move 3 is the hardest because it asks you to do something no powerful person ever wants to do. Let me set the table. Naaman was not a minor figure. Scripture calls him a great man with his master and highly respected, because by him the Lord had given victory to Syria. He was a mighty man of valor. Translate that into modern terms, and you have a top general, a celebrity, a man whose name opened every door. He had earned everything by performance. Battles won, enemies crushed, a nation that owed him its safety. And then came the word no resume can fix. Leprosy. A slow, public, disfiguring death sentence. No physician in Syria could help him. No amount of gold could bribe the disease into leaving. Now watch where the answer comes from. Not from a king. Not from a famous healer. It comes from a captured Israelite servant girl taken in a raid, working in Naaman's own house. A nobody. A slave. And she says to her mistress, "If only my master were with the prophet in Samaria, he would cure him of his leprosy." The most valuable information in Naaman's entire fortune came from the lowest person under his roof. Hold on to that, because the whole story is about whether a powerful man can receive what he did not pay for, from someone he would never normally listen to. Naaman could win wars. The question was whether he could win this. This is move number 1. Naaman heard the tip, and immediately he tried to buy the cure with status. Watch exactly how he does it. He does not go to the prophet first. He goes to the king of Syria, who writes a royal letter to the king of Israel, and Naaman loads up his caravan with the silver, the gold, and the 10 changes of clothing. He approaches his problem the way he approaches everything. Top down. Money up front, credentials first. He assumes the solution lives in the palace, among important people, and that the price will be steep. And here is the principle, the one that quietly drains more fortunes than any market crash. The wealthy reach for status when results are what they actually need. They pay for the lobby, the brand, the prestige tier, the person with the impressive title, and they confuse the price tag with the outcome. Naaman brought a king's ransom to a problem that was never going to be solved by a king. Ask yourself this directly. The last time you faced something that truly mattered, did you buy the solution that worked or the one that looked the most important? Because those are almost never the same thing. Naaman spent his whole journey aimed at the wrong address, carrying the wrong currency, certain that a man of his rank would of course be cured by a man of equal rank. This is move number 2. Naaman arrives, and the cure is humble and it is free, and it nearly insults him out of his own healing. The prophet Elisha does not even come to the door. He sends a messenger with a single instruction. Go, wash in the Jordan 7 times, and your flesh will be restored. That is it. No ceremony, no fee, no grand gesture worthy of a general. And Naaman is furious. Scripture says he went away in a rage. Listen to his actual words. I thought he would surely come out to me and stand and call on the name of the Lord his God and wave his hand over the place and cure me. He had scripted the whole transaction in his head. The celebrity treatment, the dramatic ritual, the cure that matched his importance, and he despised the real cure precisely because it was too small. Here is the principle. The right answer is often cheap, simple, and unglamorous, which is exactly why proud and wealthy people reject it. The boring index fund instead of the exotic deal. The discipline instead of the secret. The free advice that works over the expensive advice that flatters. Naaman wanted a process that honored his status. The Jordan offered a process that ignored it. So here is your question. How many simple, proven answers have you walked past, not because they were wrong, but because they were beneath you? This is move number 3, and it is the hardest because it costs a powerful man the one thing he protects above his gold: his pride. Naaman is storming off, still sick, about to carry his fortune all the way home, unspent and uncured. And once again, the rescue comes from below. His own servants approach him carefully, and they say something brilliant. "My father, if the prophet had told you to do some great thing, would you not have done it? How much more then, when he says to you, 'Wash and be clean'?" In other words, you were willing to pay anything and do anything difficult. The only thing you were not willing to do was something easy and humbling. And then comes the verse the whole fortune turns on. So he went down and dipped himself in the Jordan 7 times, and his flesh was restored, and became clean like that of a little child. He had to go down into ordinary water in front of his men 7 times with no improvement until the very last. This is the return on humility. The wealth, the rank, the armor all had to be set on the bank before the cure could work, and nothing happened on dip 1 or 3 or 6. The result came only after he followed the full process to the end without proof along the way. Here is your question. What result are you refusing right now simply because claiming it would require you to look smaller first? This is move number 4, the move that protects everything the first 3 won. Because a cure without gratitude curdles back into the same pride that nearly killed him. Naaman comes back to Elisha a changed man, healed, and the first thing he does is try once more to pay. He offers the gold, the silver, the clothing. "Please accept a gift from your servant." And Elisha refuses every coin. "As surely as the Lord lives, I will not accept a thing." Watch what that refusal teaches. The cure was never for sale, so it could never be owed. It was grace. And Naaman finally understands the lesson under the lesson. He says, "Now I know that there is no God in all the world except in Israel." The man who came to buy a cure leaves having received something he could never have afforded, and he leaves worshipping the giver instead of the gift. That is the purpose move. When wealth and power are healed by something you did not earn, the only safe response is gratitude and stewardship, not a bigger ego. The proud Naaman would have weaponized the cure. The humbled Naaman carries it home as a witness. Here is the final question. When something works in your life that you did not deserve and could not buy, do you bank it as your achievement, or do you steward it as a gift? Because that single choice decides whether the next fortune blesses you or destroys you. So here is the whole blueprint, straight out of 2 Kings chapter 5. Move 1. Naaman tried to buy the cure with status and learned that the wealthy reach for prestige when results are what they actually need. Move 2. The real cure was humble, simple, and free, which is exactly why his pride almost rejected it. Move 3. The hard one. The return came only after he went down into ordinary water, set his rank on the bank, and followed the full process with no proof along the way. That is the return on humility. And move 4. He stopped trying to pay and learned to steward a gift he could never have earned, which is the only thing that keeps a healed man from becoming a proud one all over again. A general carried a fortune across a border to buy what a servant girl gave him for free, and what a river gave him for nothing but his pride. This is the ancient founders, where we decode the men and women of Scripture as the original blueprints for wealth and wisdom. Next, we open the vault on more founders whose fortunes still run the world today. So tell me in the comments, which move is hardest for you? Paying for results instead of status, trusting the simple answer, or swallowing your pride to follow the process? I read every one. Subscribe and let us open the next vault together.